Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Racha Kodesh. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And I'm going to title this lesson something along the lines of, you don't see how bad it is until you leave. And this is in reference to really especially Babylon, right? America. For those of us who are here in Babylon, it's very bad. All right, it's very, very bad in like all in every sense of the word bad. This place is bad. The only thing that's not uh terribly bad in this in this place, not terribly, but the only thing that's not bad in this place is the truth. But aside from that, everything else is just bad. All right. And the fact that we like is, the mind, right, the body, like you understanding that you have to dwell in a place for such a long time, right? You eventually you adjust. You start to just live with it, and it gets gotten to the point where now we call survival like living, but that's not really it. We're not living. We're just surviving day by day, right? Like we survive under ridiculous conditions, but it's considered normal life because that's what's here in Babylon, right? Like the quality of women is terrible. The quality of food, it's terrible, taste-wise and nutrition-wise. The quality of life is terrible, right? You can't really enjoy these things. It's like it's like having let's say an unfiltered water system, right? And here it is, the water is already unfiltered, it's not fully clean. But on top of that, you have a limit on how much you can even drink. That is like how bad it is here in Babylon. Like the shit is bad already as it is, and then on top of that, there's a limit on how much you can drink. So it's I was just meditating on like, and that's why I said like you don't see how bad it is until you leave. Like for brothers who've traveled or like have left the country or get to even see others that leave the country, it's a completely different experience. Like depending on where you go, what's normal for them for those that leave here, it's like, oh shit, like, oh, this is dope. But that's more like normal life for them, right? Like the actual food tastes like food. It's actually food, and it's not you don't have to kill yourself to eat. like you can pay a decent amount for a good portion and actually be full, right over there or wherever it is, in most places I should say. But here everything is just designed to stress you, age you, and kill you at the end of the day. That's what it comes down to. So I'm going to start off here with this precept. This is Hebrews chapter 13, verse 14. It says, "For here we have no continuing city, but we seek one to come." Right? Similar to like Micah, was that 2 and 10? "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest." Because this place is polluted. That's exactly what it is. Looking into the word continuing, it says to remain, abide, in reference to place, to sojourn, tarry. So it says to be kept, to be held, kept continually, not to perish. So we can't dwell in a place like this continually because it is polluted. So it's not a rest. It's constant stress. There's always something. There's not one day where you're gonna wake up and life is just good. Like that song by damn, what's this guy's name? This rapper's name, Ice Cube. I forgot the name of the song, but he was just singing about how it was a good day. And the fact that you got to sing about that, and a good day is basically considered a normal day is considered a good day because most days are bad. So when nothing bad happens, it's considered a good day. That's crazy, right? But that's life here. That's the quality of life here, and that highlights all the more why this place is a place of captivity. And those that it's more hell when you know what's going on here. It's just like everything is designed to stress you out. And it's interesting, right? Because the Apostle Paul mentioned about how if you have a woman, you shall have trouble in the flesh, which is just one example, right? You shall have trouble in the flesh. The Apostle Paul said that back then. Okay, he said that back then. How much worse do you think it is, or now in this time? Because the quality of women has drastically like decreased. I saw this post where somebody said that they said once you deal with women overseas, you can't they say you can't come back. You can't deal with chicks here in Babylon. You can't, because here in Babylon you constantly fighting for your life. You know what I'm saying? Like you fighting to maintain that little sliver of happiness or just peace of mind that you got. Freaking borderline insane because you just can't get rest of mind. You know, if it's like everybody is allotted a certain stress factor in their life, and you just have to have it. When you're born here or you live here, you gotta have it. You know, they're gonna assign you one. It's either gonna be work, or it's gonna be relationship problems, or it's gonna be food, or it's gonna be your weight that you gotta watch, or your health problems. Like there's always something that you have to deal with, something that is just meant to stress you out here in Babylon. So this place is terrible. Okay. And this is why we do every single thing the Lord requires of us, that He asks us as best as we can, because we know that the Lord is the only escape out of this place. That's how we get out of here, you know? And the day that we get out of here, according to prophecy, is the day this place gets taken out. So whatever the Lord says we got to do so we can get out of here, we're going to do it. Because nobody wants to stay here, right? Nobody wants to have to deal with this. It's just absolute hell. You know, it's not good about it. And it's just getting worse, right? Howard Shai mentioned that because the love of many shall wax cold, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, right? And that's exactly what we're seeing. You know, iniquity is abounding more and more and more. And what was considered hospitable, you know, like for example, the way that people would treat strangers back in the past is now how people treat each other in a relationship. Meaning, and I'm saying that to emphasize how bad the quality of just people even socializing has become. People don't talk to each other in person. They just post. They post and comment on posts online. Slide into DMs. And before you even know the person, you've known them. If you know, you know. Right? You've known them in other ways before you even know who this person is. That's why you end up in cases where you're like, damn, this bitch is a demon. A full-fledged demon with the horns and all. But I mean, how would you have known that? The horns were peaking, but that wasn't what you were busy looking at, right? When you had that shit tooted up in the air, that's not what you were looking at. You were looking at the horns, the horn, the tail, all that shit. But you know what? Over here in Babylon, that's normal. You know, you deal with dragons and wildebeests and aggressive wild hyenas and shit, and that's normal. You know, hyenas jumping the fence after your ass, them big black morbidly obese gorillas. That's normal in this society, but in in other places it's not. And I'm not talking about just physical appearance. I'm talking about like actual energy. You know, actual respect. It's weird if it's crazy, right? But it's weird if you're just walking down the street and then somebody says good morning to you, or they just say hello, because people are programmed to think that, oh, like, do I have something on me? Is there something that I missed? Do I know you? Or like, why are you interacting with me? That's the energy, of this place. Somebody saying good morning is like, whoa, because you don't expect people to even talk to you unless there's like a reason. So when somebody approaches you or starts to talk to you, if their reasoning is not what you expected, it's weird. Wait, why? So this person just talk to me just to talk to me? Like what? That's crazy. That shit. That is not normal. I don't know what what world that should be considered normal among social creatures, right? You can't talk to people today. That's a hey. If that's not one of the sure signs of a destroyed and decaying society, trust me, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. 'Cause this place is through and through, in all ways, shapes, and forms. And this is why, as it says in Ezekiel 9:4, that the Lord commanded to put a mark of exemption upon the men that sigh and cry for the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. You got people that don't even know that there's abominations being done in the in this place, because they are the abominations being done. So of course they're not going to know that abominations are happening if they're part of it. But those that the Lord has given the eyes to see, we're able to see, right, objectively, not subject to the point of view of the mainstream media, or the point of view of the masses, or the point of view of those that are, permanent citizens of Insomniapolis. Okay, the sleeping city. That's them. Why are you listening to the point of view of somebody who's asleep, and you're the one who's awake? Doesn't make sense, does it? But that's what this place is about. It's about shit that don't make sense. So, when you go, back to the title, when you leave, you like, yo, like, everything is different. That's crazy. It's like, what? Like, yo, like, life, like, this is that, like, life exists. And sometimes it's not that we don't know that. Obviously we know that. But when you when you live in a society like this for so long, it just drains your energy. And that's why when people go on vacation and they're able to leave the country, coming back is just like, oh my God. It's like willingly going and freaking incarcerating yourself, willingly going out, right, having been freed, and then now willingly going back to the jail cell to be locked up in that tiny ass box. And then it's just back to the cycle of death. You wake up and then somebody's nagging you, and your phone is going off, and the work group chat is telling you that, oh, this happens, and the email says you missed this yesterday, or when you left things in a bad state, and it's just like, bruh, there your damn check engine light comes on. He's like, yo, man, shit. Just to add a little cherry on top. So that's just like, that's back to life. And now you back to it. So all you do when you wake up is, all right, what problem do I got to solve today? It's not what do I want to do? It's not, no. That's not what life is. It ain't what you want to do. It's about what problem you got to solve today, right? What issue do I got to take care of? Oh shit, all I got to do is go to work today? Oh man, it's a good day. Till you get to work, then there's some bullshit. And you knew it was too good to be true. This is a punishment. And we see, especially when the Lord has opened your eyes, you can see why it's a punishment. You can see exactly that. There's no way, absolutely no way, this is what life was meant to be. Hell no. This would break the definition of a paradise. Okay? This would completely break the definition of a paradise. This is not what the Most High created us to live in as a so-called paradise. No. Ain't no way. All right, this is the opposite of that. And that's because Esau, Edom is in power. So you see why the Lord put this devil in this position. Because, he has executed his role perfectly. That's why he's so hated. Because that was the job opening that was there for him. All right, to be despised among the heathen, to be the one that is hated, but also perfect for the job as the warden, or the damn whatever position the Lord put him in. He's perfect for the job. And that's why this place feels like a punishment, because Esau has done his job. But you know what? We keep hope alive because the scriptures say that the Lord is going to deliver us. And so we see as we see the downfall of this place. That's why we're so excited for this place to go down. That's why we're so attentive to these prophecies, because that's the glimmer of light, the light at the end of the tunnel. It's getting brighter and brighter and brighter. See, people will agree that quality of life sucks here. You have movements like MGTOW and all of these things, and those are all signs telling you that, yeah, the quality of life sucks. This place is trash. You always got to deal with some BS. You always got to deal with something, even when you don't want to. You just want peace, but it can't be peace. Got to be something that's dramatic. And it's not even like, there's different kinds of annoying shit, right? There's the ones where you go and put yourself in it, and there's the ones that come looking for you. Like when you're trying to be left alone, but the world won't leave you alone. Yeah, there's that. And then there's the things where you want to do something, but then everything just goes wrong and it just doesn't work out. Like, all of those things add up to it. But the point is, people agree. They will agree that this place is trash, the quality of life is terrible. And then when we say, okay, well, that's why Yahweh Shai, the deliverer, is coming back to make it better, then that's a problem. Oh, but it's bad, but it ain't that bad. That's the Egypt mentality. That's the you were literally crying in Egypt, and then you get delivered, and then now on your way out, it's we missed the leaks and we missed the different things we were able to eat over there and blah 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 blah. That's the Egypt mentality. Oh, it was bad, but okay, so now the Lord is fixing it. No, 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 it wasn't that bad. It's all right. It's broken, but it's still usable. So let's do it. It's poison, but it'll kill you real slow. So hey, at least I ain't dead yet, so I'm all right. That's the mentality, and the Lord ain't dealing with that. All right. So those with that mentality, they got to go with the place, and that's exactly what's going to happen. So anyway, that was pretty much it on that. It's to the point where it's like, we're just fed up, man. We're just fed up. We're literally just holding on till the Lord just brings this place down. And we can feel that in the spirit. Like it has to be close, because truly this devil has worn out the saints, and every day that goes by is just like another drag. Like this place got to go. This place got to go. It just got to go. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachak Kodash. And until next time, Shalom.